Hey guys, it's Staci and Hutch, and apparently our bosses thought that we didn't talk enough.
So we're going to do a podcast.
We're going to say too much. Hopefully we don't get fired, but it's a podcast, so they can't fire us for having our own thoughts.
And we don't get paid for this, so how can you fire from something that you don't actually do for a job?
You're not getting paid?
No, are you?
Let's start the podcast.
Hello, everyone. There is no Hutch here.
Where is he?
He is in Disney
Oh, good for
World
him.
in Florida. I have to pick him up at the airport tomorrow.
Oh, is it an early one or a late one?
It's a late one. He might have to wait for me because I have to pick him up after the show.
Oh.
So that'll be interesting. I have car seats in my car right now.
First off, make him sit in one of them.
I know.
Yes.
Secondly, that's the sign of a true friend, right? When you're willing to pick somebody up at the airport.
At a
It's
late
true.
hour, too.
Oh.
You know, when people do that, that's like getting asked, like, hey, you want to help me move?
Oh.
Really?
Mm.
No, I don't. Just pay for that.
My
And
dad and stepmom, who I love dearly, they love to have me take
Take
them
them?
to the airport at like 4 a.m.
That's
And I'm
what-
like,
my
I
God.
have work to do.
That's what I'm talking about. The early morning or the late pickup is a very big ask, and you have to be a really good friend to ask that of you. So nice job.
I'm lovely.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes, you are, Staci.
So we have with us Grant, who is filling in a little bit because he was at one time our beloved producer.
Yes.
And then we have our current podcast producer, Ross, of course, because we have to.
do you feel like all you are, Staci, is surrounded by producers?
I'm
'Cause then
surrounded by men all the time.
That's true.
I'm used to you. I feel more comfortable around a gaggle of dudes,
Gaggle is such a great word.
isn't it?
Great word.
I know.
Following that with dudes, that's a
Gaggle of guys.
gaggle of dudes.
Gaggle of dudes.
You know, I
gaggle
love
of
my
guys.
alliteration, so I would have said gaggle of guys, but I knew somebody would tease me about it, so I thought I'll just say dudes.
I went with the dudes too.
Mhm.
So,
So we're not going to do our pass or play game because Hutch doesn't like losing.
The crazy part is he is ecstatic when he comes back and finds out that he won.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, if he finds out the sub lost, you and I hear about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Not a joke at
And
all.
it's
It's
fine.
true.
But everything else, we're going to do the same. I brought us some treats that we can try, some
Ooh.
snack, so we'll do a
Ooh.
little snack chat. And also I have some food news for everybody.
Yes.
And I brought a topic. Over the 4th of July, I had the honor of being asked to throw out the first ceremonial pitch at the Twins game.
wow.
and
love that.
So I have a special little thing I wanted to show you guys and share with you. I brought it up on the air before, but not a lot of people, I think, heard about it. So I'll bring that up. So first, let me tell you about let's do snack chat first.
Do you want to
Okay.
do snack chat first?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because I'm dying to eat this.
Yeah,
I
it
can smell 'em.
looks good, but we can't have snack chat without the official open.
Oh, of course, go for it.
What's the latest grub?
Soup's on, fat boy.
You'll find out what's an oral gasm
Your chicken is delectable.
and what's dorm food.
That's disgusting.
Because it's time to test your taste buds as we now present Staci and Hutch's Snack Chat.
Ooh, it's a Snicker, but this one I've never seen before. And I was in Las Vegas last week on vacation. And so I was in the emergency buy some crap here in case you forgot it store at MGM Grand. And so I'm doing this and I see in the candy aisle Snickers Berry Whip.
Mm.
And on the little area where it was, this sort of haphazardly thrown in this little bin. And it said, last chance. These are limited and they're going to be gone soon. So grab them while you can. So it was Berry Whip. And I have another flavor too that we'll have.
Mm.
And my dad loves Snickers. And my parents did check in on the kitty cats a couple times for me. So I thought, I will get one for mom and dad. I'll get one for me. And I'll get one for the show when we do the podcast. So Berry Whip we'll try first.
Mhm.
I can't believe I've never heard of this one.
So this is from the MGM Grand, like little snack shack. These must be like $20 Snicker bars.
Well, I don't know where they came from or if they were ever released. I've never seen them before.
I don't want to bring up a sore subject, but I hope you expensed these because I'm sure they were.
I never thought about that.
To point out to Grant's point, I'm sure they weren't cheap. If
They probably
were
weren't dollar Snickers, you know.
Should we try these?
Go for it. A pile of
smells
peanut,
great.
chewy caramel, and a slab of strawberry flavored whipped nougat covered in chocolate. What do you think? Make sure I have the right one.
I love Snickers, and I can taste the Snickers in there,
Mm-hmm.
so it's fantastic.
It's good.
And then there's just a hint of berry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in.
Strawberry's good.
It's another thing I wouldn't necessarily buy, but I have no problem eating it.
There you
If
go.
someone gave it to you, you wouldn't pass it up. It's all right. It
Yeah.
was $9.99.
There you go. Told you.
It was on clearance.
I'm saying, when you're like the MGM Grand, that little like forget store, that's where they get. That's where they get you.
when
Gatorade's like $10.
And I got all thinking because they're on clearance, and I'm like, oh, good, they'll be on sale. And then when she rung me up, it was like $80.
You spent $40, $50 on Snickers.
bars.
I'll be expensing these suckers.
I hope so.
All right, the next one,
Oh, this one.
butterscotch.
Mm.
Oh my, I
Mm.
love me some butterscotch.
This will be good.
My
Just
dad loves butterscotch just like I do.
a dip cone from
but-
Dairy
yeah.
Queen.
Mm.
Don't try and get cherry, though.
Not anymore.
Mm-mm. Well, that was weird anyway.
All right, we're trying it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, decadent.
Mm.
Scotch.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
This one fully.
This,
That's worth $10.
this one hurts your teeth and makes you kind of sick. And then you get over it, have some water, and then you finish it. That's good.
I really like this one.
That's worth it.
This one are they discontinuing this one too?
I have no idea. I didn't even know when they started it.
Or are they just seasonal now? Right?
So-
Maybe they're not discontinuing it. It's just test market.
It might be because it is spelled when they say flavor, butterscotch flavor, it's spelled the European way. Flavor.
Oh.
So maybe it's just from another country.
That tastes like, you're drinking one of those like night from like Caribou, like one of those really
Mm-hmm.
like a caramel frappuccino or
Or,
something, but like with butterscotch in there.
Or like at Starbucks, like a macchiato or something.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That one is all of it, all that and some a little more right there.
Let me see if it does say it's come from the UK or something.
I would eat both of them. I
Mhm.
don't know. Again, I don't know if I would buy them, but I would eat both of them.
I would
Okay.
fight you for the butterscotch
Me
one.
too. I think I might fight Stacy for the rest of that butterscotch she's got over there.
Well, then I think I would just have the berry one.
yeah, we'll give you the berry. And Stacy and I will duke it out for the
All right.
butterscotch.
Sounds
I gotta
good.
get closer
I
here.
thought that might be a fun one to try. And gosh, it sure was.
I think I'm most amazed that you thought so much of myself and this podcast that you would spend that much money on
know.
something for us to try.
And I'm so glad you brought up
And-
expensing it because I'm doing that now.
Good call.
To this day, I have still not brought a single thing into Snack Chat, and I am at places that sell food and snacks literally every other day.
Well-
so at some point, I will
It's all
step
right.
up to the plate.
It's all right. You're a terrible producer, and we know that.
That's why I only get the once a week podcast. Right?
Here's
It's
a
all right.
Ricola. You can bring that
Oh,
to the table.
Ricola. I did get a wonderful cold when I was out, so maybe I'll use that. I think it's been used by Crisco or maybe Des.
Oh, good.
Well, I've got some food news for everybody.
Yeah, let's go
Twix.
through this. There's good stuff here.
Twix bars. This is interesting. They're an American candy culture staple, and they received a top 10 ranking in 2021 when they did a survey of the most beloved Halloween treats in America. It's one of my favorites. I've been craving it lately too. But a lot of Twix fans were let in on a secret recently. Somebody unearthed an old tweet from a few years back when someone asked, "What does Twix mean anyway?" And they said that I read that Twix is short for twin biscuit sticks. And then someone from Twix answered, they said, "Nope, you're close though. It actually means it's short for twin sticks." So now we know that's what Twix
Yeah,
means. It's short
okay.
for twin sticks.
I like it. I think Twix is a great candy bar.
It is so good.
Yeah,
You
it's-
got cookie, you got caramel, you got chocolate.
And you have peanut butter too.
There's peanut butter
There's
in
a
there?
peanut butter.
Oh,
yeah,
a
there's
version.
peanut butter
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
That one's to die for.
Now, Wendy's is launching a buy one, get one for $1 deal. So if you're looking for a bargain there, you can buy a Dave's single, a spicy chicken, a
Oh.
10-piece nugget, or a medium frosty, and you can get another one for just $1. And that is at participating Wendy's locations everywhere.
Date
And through the, but
night.
it's through the mobile app.
Yeah,
you
you
have to
gotta
do
have the
They want everyone to use the mobile
Yeah.
app.
the
Of course
fast
they
food
do.
mobile apps. Seriously, if you're a fast food goer like myself,
Mhm.
you can really find some killer deals on those fast food mobile apps.
And shameless plug, download your KS95 mobile app and
There
take
you
KS95 with you
go.
wherever you go.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. It's so funny. I will ask them, I'll say, do you listen to local radio? I haven't listened to the radio in years. I'm like, what? Why? I don't have a radio anymore. Well, get the app.
Bring it
Yeah.
with you.
And then, of course, I hold their arm behind their back until they download it.
Exactly.
The flip side to that, though, is when people tell you, "Oh, I haven't," I get irrationally excited when this happens.
Mhm.
Oh, I haven't listened to the radio for years. Then you go sigh, and they're like, "But I listened on the app."
Oh, okay,
Mm.
that's
So-
good.
So have you not gotten that yet? That'll happen. At some
I don't
point,
know.
somebody's going to say, "Oh no, Stacy, I don't listen to you on
the
radio.
I
I
don't even
listen to
have
you
a
on the
radio.
app."
I don't have a radio in my house.
And you are the radio.
I am.
Wow. I've got multiple.
I just
She's
like.
got a Marconi, though. She
Do you-
does. She's got a
Big
Marconi.
time.
But do
big
you like go
time.
out and buy a radio? No, I would buy an antique one if it worked, but
I have one of those record. It looks like a record player, but it's an old time CD player.
And it also has the radio
It's
attached.
got the radio
I got that
attached
too,
to it.
yeah.
that's fun.
I have that in my garage, and I'll listen to baseball games or something if
that's
I'm
cool.
outside.
Did you know that McDonald's has the new cookies and cream pie?
No.
It's now spotted here in America. Before it was only in Malaysia for some reason. But now they brought it here. So we're very excited about that. I don't know if it's all over. I know it started in Oklahoma and New Jersey, Ohio, and LA and such. But now finally it's starting to branch out. So look for it if you're a big fan. Spam turns 86.
Oh,
I
boy.
saw that.
Oh my. Yep. They have sold it in 48 different countries around the world. Hawaii is ranked number 1 for
Yes.
consumption because it's cheap and apparently delicious for most people. And the inventor, Jay Hormel, named it after spice and ham. And there are 11 varieties of spam. You tried the figgy ham spam.
Yeah, I did. And then I also used to eat spam with rice and seaweed. My roommate freshman year was from Hawaii, and he would make every night we'd come home. Like you and I would probably make hot dogs and burgers for a little
Sure.
drunken
Yep.
munchy. He would make me these spam rice wrapped with seaweed. Delicious.
It was good.
Delicious.
What did you say, by the way? Spam, figgy, ham, or what was that?
I said figgy spam.
Figgy
I
Say-
said ham, but I meant spam.
Say that 5 times fast.
Figgy spam. It's hard.
It
And
is.
I can
It
back
was good though.
I can back Grant's story up. I used to work with a gentleman from Hawaii, and he would tell me all the time that. So here, to Grant's point,
Mhm.
maybe we've even talked about this on the
We
podcast.
might have.
But you go to a gas station here, it's like grilled dogs and pizza.
Mhm.
You go to a petrol station on the islands in Hawaii, and it's like 10-1 spam things to hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
It's their national meat.
I used to eat it when I was a kid. I would like fry it,
Yes.
like bologna, fried bologna.
Oh, I love fried
I'm-
bologna.
That's not bad.
Positive, aside from when you guys made me try some on Snack Chat,
Yeah,
I am positive I've never even tried it. It just
really.
the look of it gives me the willies. I know people love it, but the look of
Yeah.
it just makes me feel
Runny eggs
feel
in
awful.
there.
I
Ice cream
understand.
doesn't, though. I feel great about ice
I
cream.
feel really good about ice cream. It is National Ice Cream Month. Did you know that? Ice Cream Month, and this coming Sunday, which will be the 16th of July, will be National Ice Cream Day. So let's
Ooh.
all get prepared. And Bluebell is releasing a new flavor to celebrate that. Monster cookie dough ice cream. It's vanilla ice cream laced with brown sugar and loaded with candy-coated chocolate morsels, peanut butter, cookie dough pieces, and dark chocolate chunks. Oh, I love it.
I will just load up that insulin to like 1,000.
Yes.
And then just eat away.
Bring your pen with you or your needle with you because you may have to be revived.
Sounds delicious.
It's in stores apparently, in half gallons. Get it before it's gone though. And whole fat milk products are good for you. First it was bad for you, then it was good for you. Now it's good for you or bad for you, then it was good for you again. So new research says that whole fat products actually protect against cardiovascular disease. It's the leading cause of death, by the way. And they've done more studies. I think the more they study, the more they change their mind. But I'm just glad it's good for you, so I could have the best, fattest, most delicious ice cream that's around. So that's good news.
My thought on this, unless you know definitively
Mhm.
that something is just awful for you and has horrible side effects,
Mhm.
you just do you. And I go back to there's this chart that you can find that says it's like the pros and cons of coffee.
Mhm.
The pros and cons are the same. It'll literally say like can cause arrhythmia. The other side can treat arrhythmia, can cause headaches, can help with headaches.
Everything
If
has
it-
that. Yeah.
If it works for you, it works for you.
Do you like
That's-
gelato?
I do like gelato.
I think
Yeah.
that is so decadent
I
and
do.
delicious. It's also very expensive.
It's very expensive, but
But-
it's good.
It, you don't need,
I-
eat as much because it's so rich.
Do you know the workaround though to that, Stacy?
What's that?
Anybody who sells gelato will typically let you sample it. So just keep asking for like 14 samples
Mm.
until they tell you you can't do that
I'm
anymore.
not sure. Let me try that one again.
Should
All
we
right.
do your feel good story?
Yes, I would
Okay.
love to. Okay, so Ross actually put together a little
yeah.
little slideshow. And this is my dad. His name is Al. Well, Alden is his name. This is him when he was in high school. and he was a very good athlete. He's about 16, 17 years old here. And he played baseball, loved it. And the Yankees came a-calling. There he is with the neighborhood kids.
Grant and I immediately got jealous because we're like, wow, he's better looking than us.
He was a handsome fellow.
Devil, yeah.
And his family was farmers. And the Yankees came a-calling. They brought him a glove and they brought him a jacket. And they said, we'd like you to play on our farm team.
Wow.
And he would have loved to have gone. But at that time, somebody had to take care of the farm. He had older brothers, but I believe they were all gone and, married and stuff. So he's like, I got to take care of mom. Mom was had MS and was in a wheelchair. And I believe his father had already passed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my older brother when he was little. So he was not able to take advantage of that opportunity. So he just, hunkered down and took care of the farm and his little brother and mom and just kind of did his thing, went to college, married my mom, played Halstead ball where he grew up and finally got to go see the Twins play. I think that's the old stadium that we had in Bloomington.
Yeah.
And
great picture.
Always a huge fan of the Twins when the Twins came here. And at one point, I got to throw the first pitch at the Metrodome, and there's Moon there on the right.
Look
if you
at that.
remember Moon.
Oh my gosh!
And it was really fun. And I didn't learn this thing about my dad being able to or being asked to be on the farm team till kind of late in my life, because my dad never talked about that stuff. He didn't really talk about either his parents either, because by the time I was born, they were all gone. My grandparents were gone. So, and my dad's no showboat, because listen here, you don't talk about stuff. You don't boast. You just don't do that, because he's from Minnesota. So, I got that information out of him. And the funny thing is when I started radio, I worked at the teeny tiny little radio station in my hometown, which was like a block and a half from where we lived. So I started out doing clerical work, and then I started learning how to run the controls on the Twins games.
Wow. That's
so
cool.
I was running controls and listening to, and so that's how I learned baseball. And I heard every inning of the 87 and the 91 series, World Series.
Wow.
So I became a big fan of Twins. And so that connection we kind of had, but didn't realize. And so the second time, this last time on the 4th of July, I actually got to, they asked me to do the first pitch.
Sure.
And so I invited my dad to come along, because I thought that would be really cool to let him see what it would be like to be an actual Twins player and get to throw the first pitch. And he could kind of do it. Well, Dad's 85 now.
Yeah.
So he's not in the shape he was at 17, of course. So I wanted to surprise him, but I thought, I better make sure he's okay with it.
Yeah.
Because when you're 85, you don't move quite as well as you did when you were 17. So I brought him down to the mound and I said, try this, Dad. And I couldn't really I got to turn this light off. I got to turn this light off so you can see it.
And full disclosure, we're doing it this way because I am 60% of the producer that Hutch is, and we couldn't quite make the technology work.
Right. And we don't have a lot of time to get this together. Hopefully I can. No, this I got from one of the camera people who are wonderful.
Oh,
look at
I
that.
handed my dad the ball. It's blurry.
Oh,
He tossed it.
he did such a great job.
He did. He was disappointed in himself. That's my dad. I'm like, that's my dad.
Look at you.
My
That's cool.
dad.
That's so cool.
And then
What a memory.
we posed with TC.
Oh, and Staci, how wonderful for you to do that.
Yeah.
That is just,
I was going to cry.
that is awesome.
I was so excited.
I'm
How-
sure he was too.
This is what I always talk about. This is why I love sports. Sports are so great for moments like this.
Oh,
And,
for
and it's the
sure.
connections that you talked about. You don't have to be super in depth and wonky and inside baseball or inside sports person to appreciate how beautiful this moment is.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
But I always wonder, would my dad have stolen Marilyn Monroe away from DiMaggio?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Looking at those pictures, yes.
Based on those photos, I would say ding, 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 ding.
So if you're listening via
Hello, Mr.
podcast
President.
form, thank you. But also find this on YouTube and look at these pictures. And the video that you sent me, Staci,
Yeah.
I think I can doctor it up and make it workable to post at the end. So if people want to see that
A lot of people sent me video, so maybe I'll find a better one that's, not video from a phone, from a screen. But so thanks to everybody actually who sent me video, because that was really nice of you all to capture that. That was sweet.
The Twins, too, with the game day experience and all of that stuff that goes with the baseball game, they do a really great job.
Yeah, they really
It's always
do.
fun to see who's out there throwing the first pitch, why they're there, what the connection is.
They're very generous and just really did a nice job. And then I put Big Al in the back of his jersey, and number 19, that was his number in Halstead. So it was a cool experience. I just wanted to share it.
That is so cool. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
In lieu of pass or play, do you want to do a very quick segment on the 7 words and phrases that make people think less of you professionally?
Oh, I wish Hutch were here for this. Let's do it.
Yeah, well, that's why we're doing it. We got to make him jealous because he's not here.
Okay.
We'll whip through these. This actually comes from Maria Haggerty at Inc.com, as in incorporated, inc.com. And again, 7 words and phrases that make people think less of you professionally. I will post this with the podcast at ks95.com, a link to the story.
Okay, what do you got?
Never say I can't.
Of course.
I can't. Yeah, that one makes sense. Whether you believe you can do a thing or not, you are right. That's according to Henry Ford. Whether you believe you can do a thing or not, you are right. Henry Ford was quoted having said in 1947, and it holds up even today. And then Maria says, I have my own version. Whenever I'm asked for my best advice, I always say, I can't is rarely accurate. I choose not to is often more accurate. I did kind of chuckle at that.
That's funny.
Number 2 is just very. V-E-R-Y.
Very?
Yeah, very hard, very difficult, very tough. And the reason for that one is, allegedly, it's just lazy. But more to the point, it usually doesn't mean anything. Yeah, good point. I mean, what does very really mean? It's very tough. It's very hard. I mean, you should just say, in her estimation, it's tough, it's hard, it's difficult. You're basically just adding another word to add another word. I really don't think through these 2, I really don't think this makes people think less of you, but every now and then you do hear some things and go, I wouldn't have said it that way.
It's not like you're writing a novel here. You're just having a conversation with somebody. Come on,
exactly.
Calm down, lady.
This one does crack me up because I don't fall into this, like, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say this.
Okay.
I don't necessarily fall into saying this, but I think we've all had those moments where you go, really? Like you look at a coworker or a boss, okay?
Okay.
The phrase to not say is, that's not my job.
Oh
yeah. No.
How could anyone say that?
No, you should never say that.
Yeah. No.
And even if it's true, there are just so many better ways to say that or go about doing it.
Yes.
So of the 3 so far, I wholeheartily agree with that. There's a better way to do that. This one falls also in the same category. Number 4, I don't have time.
Well, in this business, we literally have time.
We are timed out on everything we do.
The time is gone. It is out.
We have 2 minutes. We don't have time.
No.
This one, I'm guilty of this. Number 5, you'll have it soon.
Yeah, that's
Maria points out, what does soon even mean? Is soon an hour? Is soon a day? So her point is just be more succinct.
Yep.
Or more specific.
Yep.
You'll have it Tuesday.
Correct. Yep. You'll have it in 90 minutes. I need to finish this. We should never use we should allegedly in the workplace because we should does not put a time frame on anything.
Okay.
So if you say, yeah, we should do that. Okay, well, we should. But when are we going to do it? When are we going to do
Probably
it?
not.
And number 7, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I don't care.
I don't care. Well, that would be number 8. See, no, I don't know. I take a little bit of an exception to that one.
Yeah.
Because I was always trained, especially not on like the media side of this business, but on the office side or when I worked in other business settings. I don't know was always appropriate if you follow it up with something like, you know what?
But
I don't know that.
out.
I'll find out.
Yes.
I'll talk to Staci, who knows this better than I do. That's
Yeah,
to me, that's
I'm okay
the
with
qualifier.
that. If you just admit I don't know, but I will find out.
Yeah, I'd always rather have that than some BS.
Right.
You know, like don't
lie to me.
fill me with some crap or some
Yeah.
BS. Just tell me you don't know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'd rather have that than some jargon like, well, this is timed out, and you just you don't know, and that's
Just
okay.
say you
Just get
don't
back
know.
to me.
Well,
Because someone who does know is going to look at you like you're really a dope.
And if you don't know, you don't know,
Yeah.
right? You don't need to
Make up some
make stuff up.
Yeah.
Well, we
Well,
can get out of here.
I hear that sound that says time to go.
But you know what? Let's stick around in honor of Hutch for the Marvel end credits, and we'll just make fun of him for a few seconds.
Oh, I love that idea.
You think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Staci, how do people find you?
Oh, well, we have our socials, of course. We have on Instagram, it is Staci KS95, Hutch KS95. And then I don't know what Hutch is. Is it Dad Bod?
It's Dad Bod Hutch, I think, right?
Hutch.
Which is a great name.
Yes, on his TikTok, mine is what is mine again? Smoke Show?
Smoke Show Staci.
I didn't
don't
make
know.
it up. Our boss did. Oh, and Ross, yours is
The Ross Brendel.
Ross Brendel on Instagram. Do you have TikTok yet?
And the Twitter. No, I don't have the TikTok. I should.
gotta
I got
get your-
Threads now, which is another conversation.
do? Oh,
Grant,
my.
you have 5 seconds. How do we find you?
Grant Radio 84 and all of them.
There you
Beautiful.
go. Good job.
Thank you, Staci.
Oh, my pleasure.
Target field, Staci it out. It's your bitch.